Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a journey, a really deep plunge into some ancient audio recordings. These tell the story of Gilgamesh and Enkidu heading off to the cedar forest.
That's right. And our mission here really is to get behind the surface story. We want to unpack the preparations, the anxieties, and the incredible amount of divine involvement in this whole expedition.
Exactly. What can this ancient story, these voices from the past, still tell us today? About things like leadership, friendship, and maybe how we face things we don't know, the unknown.
Well, one of the first things that really jumps out when you listen to this source material is just how much ritual and counsel surrounded this journey before they even took a step.
Yeah, it wasn't just a spur-of-the-moment thing at all. It feels very considered, involving both, people and the gods.
Very much so.
Okay, so let's start with that initial advice. The recording kicks off with the elders of Uruk talking to Gilgamesh, giving him some, pretty serious counsel.
Yeah, they tell him, return safely, trust not upon your strength alone, be wary, and let your blow be struck with force. Also, crucially, the one who goes before should protect his comrade.
It's more than just saying, be careful, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And think about it. They're talking to Gilgamesh, this incredibly powerful king, yet they're stressing caution, strategy. It suggests, that whatever they were facing in the cedar forest, it needed more than just raw power. It hints at the need for maybe humility, strategy, definitely.
And they also have specific things to say about Enkidu, right?
They do. They basically say, look, he knows the way. He has experience in combat. He will guard his friend and bring his companion safely home.
So Enkidu isn't just tagging along. He's presented as absolutely vital.
Precisely. He has the knowledge, the skills Gilgamesh maybe lacks for this particular quest. The elders are almost entrusting Gilgamesh to Enkidu for the return journey.
Wow. That says a lot about their partnership already, about complementary strengths.
Definitely. It's a powerful statement about teamwork, really.
Okay, so after hearing from the elders, Gilgamesh then turns to Enkidu. And what does he suggest?
He says, let us proceed to the sublime temple. Let us stand before Ninsun, the great wild cow goddess. He acknowledges her profound wisdom, wants her counsel.
So human advice is good, but not enough. They need the divine perspective, too.
That seems to be the thinking, yes. It shows Gilgamesh's respect for Ninsun and this need to seek divine blessing, divine guidance before such a dangerous undertaking.
It really paints a picture of their world where the gods were active participants.
Very active. Their favor was seen as essential.
So they go to the temple, and Gilgamesh speaks directly to Ninsun, calls her my mother.
Yes, and he lays out the plan. He talks about the distant road to where Humbaba dwells, emphasizes the unknowns of the journey, the battle.
And he asks for quite specific things, doesn't he?
Very specific. A safe return, obviously. Reaching the forest, killing Humbaba, getting rid of this evil that the god Shamash hates.
And then coming back to Uruk for a big celebration. A double celebration, actually, for the new year. He even mentions the Mariant, whatever that is, and drums.
Right, that Mariant sounds like some kind of very joyous music or song. The whole request shows his goals are clear. It's not just personal glory. He frames it as fulfilling a divine purpose, wiping out evil.
And the double celebration really underlines the massive victory he's hoping for.
Exactly, the joy he wants to bring back.
But Ninsun, her reaction is quite different, isn't it? It's not just, okay, son, go for it.
No, not at all. The recording highlights her distress towards her son Gilgamesh. It's very maternal, very human.
That human element really grounds the epic scale of it all.
It does. And then she immediately begins these rituals. Bathing, putting on her royal clothes, jewels, crown.
Going up to the temple roof, offering incense to Shamash, the sun god. It feels very deliberate, very powerful. A mother pulling out all the stops.
Absolutely. The rituals themselves are significant. Purification, showing reverence with the royal attire. Going to the roof to offer incense was like the direct line to the heavens, to Shamash.
She needed his attention, clearly.
Urgently. And her prayer to Shamash, it's something else.
It really is. She starts by questioning Shamash, why did you put this restless harm in my son? Why make him want to go on this journey?
Yeah, it's quite bold. She then begs Shamash to watch over Gilgamesh. And she even tries to rope in Shamash's wife, Ara.
To remind Shamash every day about protecting Gilgamesh, about the stars at night.
It's like she's trying to ensure constant vigilance from the divine. She even asks Shamash to to mess with time itself, make the days longer, the nights shorter for Gilgamesh.
That's extraordinary. It shows just how worried she is, how dangerous she perceives this journey to be.
Immensely dangerous. But then she gets even more specific, thinking about the actual fight.
Right. This is the really dramatic part. She doesn't just ask for protection. She asks Shamash to unleash, 13 winds.
13 different kinds of wind. South, northeast, west, torrential, cyclone, blasting, typhoon. It's an overwhelming list. Tornado, tempest, dust storm, demon wind, whirlwind.
The 13 worlds, she calls them.
Yes, all aimed at blinding Humbaba so Gilgamesh can land the killing blow. It's not just asking for help, it's asking for overwhelming, decisive divine intervention.
It paints Humbaba as this incredibly formidable opponent, someone you need the gods themselves to literally blow away.
Precisely. And Ninsun is essentially strategizing with Shamash. She even promises that Gilgamesh will honor Shamash greatly after Humbaba is dead, reinforcing that kind of reciprocal deal they had with the gods.
Okay, but her prayer doesn't stop there, does it? She starts thinking about Gilgamesh's future status.
Yeah, it's fascinating. She asks Shamash if Gilgamesh will eventually join the gods,
Yeah.
share the heavens, the scepter, the crown, wisdom, eternity, like with Ningazida and other divine figures.
It's like she sees him as already semi-divine, or at least having that potential. Huge aspirations for her son.
It certainly suggests she believes he's exceptional, destined for more than just earthly kingship. Maybe she's aiming for the ultimate recognition for him.
And then there's this really moving part involving Enkidu.
Ah, yes. This is beautiful. Even though Enkidu isn't her biological son, Ninsun declares his children will belong to Gilgamesh's sacred line, like alongside priestesses and temple staff.
She gives him a pendant, calls him her beloved son, brother to Gilgamesh, compares it to a priest adopting an orphan child.
It's a formal, powerful adoption, really. She's elevating their friendship, their bond, to something sacred, divinely sanctioned. It solidifies Enkidu's place right beside Gilgamesh in the eyes of the gods.
Incredible. So after Ninsun's intense intervention, we hear from Gilgamesh one last time before they set off.
We do. He makes his own offering, a sacrifice to Shamash. He acknowledges Shamash's greatness, raises his hands.
And basically restates the mission. Going to the Cedar Forest, taking down Humbaba, he asks Shamash to spare his life, let him return safely.
And crucially, he asks Shamash to unfold your protection over me and let the omens be favorable.
Ah, the omens. So even with his own strength, Enkidu's help, and his mother's prayers, he still needs that final sign, that divine okay.
Absolutely. It shows his awareness, despite being a hero king, that he's still dependent on the god's will. And it highlights how important divination, reading the signs, was to them.
Okay, so wrapping up this deep dive for today, we've really walked through the whole lead up, haven't we? The elders' wise words, Gilgamesh's determination, Ninsun's incredibly fierce prayers, and the cementing of the bond with Enkidu.
Indeed. It paints such a vivid picture of the anxieties, the hopes, the rituals involved in facing something truly big and unknown. We see the importance they placed on counsel, on friendship, and definitely on seeking that divine favor.
It touches on timeless themes, really. Worrying about a dangerous journey, needing friends, hoping for help from something bigger than yourself.
Very timeless.
Which leads us to a final thought for you, the listener. Considering all this, the detailed advice, the intense prayers, Ninsun basically asking Shamash to unleash cosmic forces, what does it suggest about how truly dangerous and important this quest was perceived to be? What might that cedar forest and this figure, Humbaba, have actually represented to them back then? Something to ponder until our next deep dive.